Hi everyone, I hope you're having a good day. For some of us it feels as if the end of the world is near. Honestly, we live in a winter rainfall area, so no surprises that it is raining, and yes, we do have the occasional flood, say once in 4 to 7 years, give or take. But the weather we have now is something I have not experienced in the Klein Karoo in 17 years. It is not like the winter, foggy, damp drizzle like, say, in England. It is just a curtain of water streaming down for days and days and days on end. And last night, or yesterday afternoon, it sounded like bricks were falling on the roof when we had hail the size of golf balls coming down. There's nowhere for the water to go anymore, and to have hail like that is almost unknown in this region. Anyway, let's get into the video. Tonight at 7:30, main event to start at 8:30, there will be a debate at the Oxford Union as to whether the monarchy has died with the Queen. Whether, and I quote, the royal yoke should be cast off in the name of democratic progress and self-determination or not. The proposition will come from Harry Stratton, the chair of Republic, actively campaigning to abolish the monarchy, Anna Pasternak, journalist and author of royal and historical biographies, and Peter Tatchell, human rights activist and founder and director of the Peter Tatchell Foundation. The opposition consists of Lady Colin Campbell, Hugo Vickers, whom we know has had a long relationship with the royal family and the Queen in particular, Dickie Arbiter, who, among other things, was also press secretary to the Queen. Now, I think this is indeed very unfortunate, or a very unfortunate choice of people to present the opposition, as all three of them, to a large extent, depend on having a royal family for having an income, okay? Or the royal family had been their income. So immediately your mind goes to how they benefit personally by there being a royal family and or a monarchy. What we would have wanted to hear as the opposition should have been someone in favour of the royal family who is not personally involved and who is not personally benefiting from there being a royal family. Someone who would rather be, say, a scholar or combined with a politician of sorts, or maybe a historian and journalist to make up the three people in the group. I looked at their website and on their YouTube channel, and there's no mention yet of tonight's debate. If it is not up by, say, Monday or later during the weekend, I'll request a recording or transcript. I think it would be, at least to an extent, an interesting discussion. I went through a load of, what shall we call it? What can we call it collectively? Well, let's call it stuff. And I'm really perplexed, flabbergasted. I do not really have the vocabulary to explain to you exactly how I feel. Maybe you guys keep better track of time than me. So can you remember how long ago it was that I actually flipped my lid and really lost my temper? Was it 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe 4? But it wasn't too long ago. It wasn't months ago, okay? And why? Well, because for the first time in nearly 8 years, I received backlash, bullying, and horrendous insults over a short period of time, meaning a couple of days, and Strangely, the one particular comment came from someone who called me by my first name. So either someone I've emailed before or back and forth, because I always sign my email with my real name, or otherwise someone who had been following me for a while and picked up on it. Anyway, 9 out of 10 comments were basically throwing dirt at me because I've been saying for about a year now, if not longer, that Charles may not support Harry publicly, but if he could have Harry back tomorrow, he will indeed take him back. It is also my opinion that Charles has helped Harry and Meghan out a couple of times. For instance, like giving Ted Sarandos a MBE or putting a word in for them here and there, pulling strings kind of thing. Maybe even lining someone's palm to give them a certain opportunity. A certain number of strings has definitely been pulled for Harry and Meghan, either by Charles himself or by his Buckingham Palace team. That, my dears, is a fact, and I'm not thumb-sucking on that. Some of it Harry and Meghan may not even be aware of, okay? And some they would be, because they asked for it. Okay, so do you guys still think it is all a lie? Do you still want to kick my lovely backside for saying the things I've been saying? Or do something to me for sticking to my guns? Or maybe you guys are inclined to go throw shade at me on X? Whatever. Well, maybe you guys yourselves should go dig a little deeper and then come back to me with your evidence to the contrary, because my evidence certainly looks as suspect as ever. Remember Harry and Meghan going to Nigeria in May 2024? Now, in November 2025, Prince Edward visited Nigeria, but in September and October 2024, Sophie visited Chad and Tanzania. I mean, 3 royals, including Harry, on 4 visits to Africa, basically neighboring countries, in just over a year. But okay, that may just be coincidence, but listen to this. Harry and Meghan, yes, they went to Nigeria May 2024, okay? Only a couple of months before, however, Charles hosted a number of Nigerian diaspora and cultural leaders. In September 2024, Charles and Camilla also hosted President Tinubu of Nigeria. And of course, there was indeed another visit, I think in March this year. Okay, but that is not all. On September 12, 2025, Harry visited Ukraine. On September 30th, 2025, Princess Anne visited Ukraine. Harry and Meghan went to Colombia in August 2024, only a few months after Duchess Sophie visited Colombia. Harry and Meghan went to Jordan February 2026, while there were at least 3 visits to Jordan by other royals in recent years. 2021, William, Catherine and the children were in Jordan on holiday. 2023, William and Catherine, Beatrice and Edo were in Jordan for the royal wedding. And then William made at least, maybe more, but at least 1 low-profile visit to British troops in Jordan, something Harry would or should, let's say should, not even know about. The latest coincidence, however, Meghan opened the Lightbox exhibit in Geneva on Sunday, May the 17th. On May 19th, Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, arrives in Geneva. Now, like I told you before, the Lightbox exhibition was indeed pre-planned, but it wasn't planned that Meghan would fly all the way there. So my question is, did she decide to suddenly, overnight, decide to fly to Geneva when she heard that Duchess Sophie will be going to Geneva? I'm also asking you very nicely, there are 195 countries in the world, recognized independent countries. Why are Harry and Meghan or Meghan's visits so very nearly overlapping with that of other royal visits to certain countries, or it seems to precede or follow other royal visits? And the biggest question is, why did I and then Lauren the Insider get so much backlash? I've been talking about Charles's desire to reintegrate Harry back into the family since about, say, the end of 2023. And Lauren gave recent goings on, like for instance the meeting between Torben André and Harry and Meghan's people, a name, namely Operation Thaw. Now, both of us have been unwavering in our narrative that Charles is pulling strings and pulling stunts, okay? But also strange that one of my contributors predicted that after Charles's visit to the United States, newspapers and magazines are going to start headlining how much the sick king regrets not knowing Archie or not seeing him on his birthday, blah, blah, blah. Now, how the heck did she know that months before Archie's birthday? And why, more than anything else, is mainstream media now starting to talk about Operation Thaw? Why are bigger channels who purport that they have insider contacts starting to talk about Operation Thaw? Are they getting the same harassment as Lauren and I? I don't think so. I hear she had videos removed. I have been shadow banned and more. And let me tell you a secret. While so many come on this channel and told me that I'm talking shite and asking what asylum I escaped from, saying Charles has to see his son, has to sort him out, instead of just dousing fires left, right and centre. While all of that was happening on this side, staff in Kensington Palace has been instructed to keep an eye on what I say. And who do you think had the power to have some of Lauren's videos removed without warning? Let me tell you, YouTube gives you at least one chance to remove what they deem offensive or problematic content. Okay? You can remove it and then reload your video. And you get a pop-up message while you're on YouTube. If you're on your channel, whether you're watching something or still busy creating or posting or whatever, you get a pop-up message and they will tell you you may want to remove the content or change certain content or whatever the case may be. And then if you go on your email, you will get an email from them as well. So they give you ample warning. So, I'm asking you, who in this world has the power to have content removed like that? Like the way they did to remember Yankee Wally. Without warning, she wakes up the next morning, her channel is gone. And the same with Lauren. 3 of her videos just pulled without warning. Who has the clout to make that happen? Not you, not me. Anyway, guys, I heard my special phone ping with messages. Now, the palace must realize that they are a public entity. They work for the people, the taxpayers of Great Britain and the Commonwealth. We are therefore perfectly entitled to criticize them, and they cannot get rid of so many of us. There are not enough tunnels and lakes in the world to house us all. So good luck to them trying to shut us all up. It is not going to happen. Okay, guys, enough. See you tomorrow or the day after. I have a bit of a backlog on other work, but as you know, you and this channel is indeed my priority, so I'll see what I can do. But until we meet again, please take good care of yourselves and stay safe. Bye.